No. Okay. So why I have written this, you must know. Till this class, if you don't know these concept, then it will be a very difficult for you in the future to learn the mathematics, and you will find the very difficulty. Okay. So this slide will give you the brief how the teacher should proceed to the students, and how students should also be get in touch with the mathematics, what the concept they should. I saw some students that they what they have read in class third, and when they got promoted in the class 4 they forgot the concept, and after that they feel the difficulty in solving the problems. Okay. So let's start from the very basics. What are natural numbers? Natural numbers are the numbers that start from the 1 and till the infinite. So the number we are generally used to we are facing are called natural numbers. So it starts from 1, example 1 2 3 4, and it is represented by the symbol n. Okay. So what is the properties of natural number? 0 is a natural number or not? No. Okay. No fraction or decimal. Decimal and fraction numbers are also not a natural number. Okay. Infinite in quantity. Okay. The natural numbers are not limited, because we cannot count how many natural numbers are present. Some numbers plus 1 is other number. Okay. So natural numbers purpose of the natural number is to count the objects. Okay. What is whole number? Whole number is almost similar to the natural number, but if we include 0 in the natural number, then it become a whole number. Okay. It is represented by W, or it starts from 0. So can it be a possible that same number can be a natural number and a whole number? Yes. Suppose 4. 4 we can say that it is a natural number and also a whole number. So no negative numbers. Whole numbers does not include a negative number, no fraction, no decimal. Okay. So very important, what are integers? All positive and negative whole number including 0. 0 is also counted in integer. So suppose -5, -6, 2, 3, 0, these are all integers. So the broad number line is the integer. So we must, in mathematics we have to deal with the integer a lot. Okay. It is represented by a symbol Z. The properties kya hai? It includes 0, but no fraction or decimal is included in integers. Infinite in the both direction. Natural numbers and whole numbers are only limited to the positive side of the integer. Okay. So in this diagrams you are seeing the number line. Okay. So 0 is the origin, and then on the right side are the positive number, and on the left side it is the negative numbers. Okay. So from 0, if we are moving towards the right side, we are increasing the value. Okay. If we are from 0, if we are moving to the left side, we are decreasing the values. For example, -9 is smaller than -4, but in an absolute term, the more we are away from the 0, the more is the value. Suppose -9 is far from origin. Okay. So the value in the absolute term of -9 will be more than -4, but in a mathematical term, -9 will be smaller than -4. Okay. So negative numbers, what are those numbers that are less than 0? So negative numbers are less than 0. What is the purpose of use of negative number? It denotes the loss or a debt. Okay, or decrease. Sign of negative integer is minus, and this sign is always needed. Suppose positive, generally in mathematics we don't write positive sign along with a number. It is by default we are assuming that if no sign is there, then the number has a positive sign. But if you want to denote the negative numbers, then minus sign before that is compulsory. Okay, so if we have to represent a negative number, then we have to write like -3, -5, -8. So positive numbers are always greater than 0. It gives the idea of how much is the gain, profit, and upside. The sign of positive not need to be mentioned every times. Meaning of +3 ठीक है. So with this yellow bottom part is yellow number line. It can help you in various process like addition with the help of, till now you have read the conventional addition, subtraction, division, multiplication. But with the help of number line, we can also easily, by a graphical method, we can calculate, we can put these operations. Okay, so suppose 2 is there. Okay, suppose 2 is there. If we want to add 3 more, so 1 2 3. Okay, so 2 plus 3 we will go to 5. Suppose we are at the position of 7 and we want to subtract 2, so 1 2, then we will get the value 5. So we can do basic operations with the number line also. Okay, fractions are the number that represent the whole part of the whole. Suppose there is a ball, and if suppose there is a one square, okay, and that square is divided into the 4 equal parts. So one part, if we shade one part, then this one part of the whole square will be represented in a fractions. Okay, example how we represent 1/2, 3/4, and 5/6. So there are 3 types of fraction: proper fraction, improper fraction, and mixed fraction. So difference between these 3 is proper fraction means suppose in the form of AB, fractions are represented in the form of AB. So what is A? A is the numerator and D is the denominator. Okay, so proper fraction is the fraction that have a numerator less than the denominator. जिसका भी numerator small होगा denominator से, that are proper fraction. Improper fractions are the fraction that have a numerator greater than denominator. Okay, so improper fraction can also be represented in the form of mixed fraction. Mixed fraction are the fraction that represent the number as a whole and as a in the represented in the form of as a whole plus fraction form. Okay, so 1 2/3, this means that the fraction is 1 as a complete plus 2/3 of the other part. So this fraction will be more than 1. This will be improper fraction. So purpose of fraction is sharing or measuring a parts of some whole as a whole thing. Okay, rational numbers. The rational number is also that can be written in the form of p/q. Rational numbers are the numbers that are written where p and q are integers. So the number that can be written in the form of p/q, one other form is irrational number. You will study in the higher class what are irrational number, but for this video I have only covered the rational number that can be written in the form of p/q. ठीक है, so it includes integers, fractions, decimals. So rational numbers all are included. Okay, irrational numbers are those numbers that cannot be represented in the p/q form. ठीक है, तो जैसे 0.5 is we can represent into 1/2, or 4 we can represent into 4/1. Okay, so 0 is also a rational number. ठीक है, pi is a irrational number because it cannot be represented in p/q form, but you have read that pi is 22/7. but when we divide it will be a non-recurring, non-terminating. So this concept you will study in a higher class, what is non-terminating, non-recurring. ठीक है, तो ऐसा कोई भी नंबर जो डिवाइड करने के बाद एक पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन नहीं छोड़े, वो कंटिन्यू डिवाइड होता रहे, दैट इज अ नॉन टर्मिनेटिंग नॉन टर्मिनेटिंग फ्रैक्शन. ओके, so what are the four basic operations involved in the mathematics? Addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. So addition is the process, this is very basic definitions, but you should know. Addition is the process of combining two and more numbers to find the total or a sum. ठीक है, suppose one number is 3 and another number is 5. If we combine the total, the sum we got is 8. Subtraction is the process of taking one number from another number to find the difference. कोई भी नंबर से हम कुछ ले लेते हैं तो उस केस में we will use the subtraction. These definition will be helpful in your word problem. Lot of students are facing problem while solving the word problem, as they are not able to identify which operation should be used in this problem. They generally confuse whether addition, subtraction. In the initial classes they are confused whether which operation like multiplication should be involved in this question, or division or subtraction. So these definition will be helpful to identify or able to how which operation we should use in this word problem. So multiplication is the process of repeated addition of the same number. ठीक है, तो इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि मल्टीप्लिकेशन में क्या करते हैं, एडिशन करते हैं, मल्टीपल एडिशन करते हैं बार बार. जैसे सपोज 3 into 4 है, सो वी आर एडिंग नंबर 3 4 टाइम्स. तो आइदर वी कैन राइट 3 + 3 + 3 + 3 = 12, और वी कैन सिंपली राइट 3 into 4, it is equal to 12. So division. What is division? Is the splitting of number into equal parts or group. So कोई भी नंबर को इक्वली डिवाइड करने के लिए वी हैव टू यूज द डिवीजन. सो इट टेल अस हाउ मेनी टाइम्स वन नंबर इज कंटेन्ड इन द अनदर. सो इट गिव्स आइडिया कि सपोज इन अ कंटेनर 20 balls are there. If we have to fill a container with a 4 ball, ठीक है, so how many containers we need? So in this case the division concept will be used. How many times the one number is contained in another. ठीक है, addition and subtraction, these are the few questions. Let's solve. So 4 + 3 = 7 minus 5. So these basically minus 5 if the integers these addition and subtraction are on, these are basic, very basic integers. So suppose -5 + 6. So if two numbers, so how to put operations in the integer. Suppose if both the numbers are positive, we will simply add. If one of the negative numbers, if one of the integer is negative, then what we will do, subtract. If both the numbers are negatives, then what we will do, we will add and put the sign of minus. ठीक है, suppose in the case of -8 + -3, what we will do, we will add 8 and 3 and then we will put the minus sign. Okay, if the positive number is greater, then we have to, if any one of the number is negative, then we will subtract and put the sign of that number which is greater. Suppose -5 + 6, in this the positive sign, the number 6 is greater than and have a positive sign, and after subtracting the answer we will get will be positive. ठीक है. So let's understand what is multiplication, and I have already explained the definition of multiplication. So in multiplication, one is multiplicand and other is multiplier. ठीक है. The number which is multiplied the number of times is called multiplier, and the answer we are getting is product. ठीक है. So in this, if we are multiplying the two integers, if both the numbers are positive, then if both the numbers are positive, then the product will be a positive. If both the numbers are negative, then also we will get the answer positive. If any one of the number is negative, then we will be getting a product negative, minus. So plus 4 into plus 3 will be 12, plus 12. Minus 5 into plus 6 we will get minus 30. Minus 9 into 0 will be a 0. So let's see what is division. Suppose division, we have the representation of the division form is like this. So the number which we are getting divided is called dividend. The number and the divisor, what is divisor? It is the number by which you are dividing, and the result which we are getting after dividing is called quotient. And if something left over after dividing which is less than the divisor is called a remainder. So let's discuss the BODMAS rule. BODMAS rule decides the order of operation. It decides the operation how we will, suppose one equation is there, so which is to be solved first. This is the rule. So addition, subtraction, multiplication, bracket or square root, this rule is given. So this rule is in the order of same thing. Suppose BODMAS means B means bracket, O means order, power, of or square root, D for division, M for multiplication, A for addition, S for subtraction. So this order will be follow. If we find an equation bracket, then we have to solve bracket first. If we find division sign, we have to solve that before multiply, addition or subtraction. So this question, let's solve this question. So 30 minus 2 into 6 plus 15 by 3 plus 8 into 3 by 6. Okay, so let's first solve the bracket. So 2 into 6 is 12 or plus 15 by 3. Now plus and it is divided sign. So what we will do? We do first operation divided. So 15 divided by 3 is a 5. 12 plus 5 is equal to 17. So 30 minus 17 plus, let's divide first. So 3 divided by 6 2, then multiply 2 4. So now we can add or subtraction we can follow simultaneously anything. Okay. So let's discuss highest SCF and SCF. What is the definition of SCF? SCF is the highest common factor and LCM is the least common multiple. So one is factor, another is multiple. Factor means the part of that numbers that are equally divided by some number, and multiple is like we are proceeding into 1 into 2 into 3. ठीक है. If a number or group of numbers exactly divide a particular given numbers are called factors. So 1 2 3 4 6 8 12 and 24 are the factor of 24. These all numbers are exactly dividing of 24. That means the no remainder is left after they are dividing by these number 24. If 24 is divided, multiples means if a particular number is multiplied with 1 2 3 or any other number, then the products are called multiples of that number. 24 48, 72, 96 are the multiples of 24. So in this factor two factors are always common. So one is one and the number itself. So these two numbers are always the factor of the particular number. Why? Because one can divide anything, and the number that is also divided by that particular number, and the question we will be getting a 1. Okay, so if you are seeing in both these, the factors and the multiples are both different. So generally factors and multiples are different. So what is SCF? In the last slide, what we have discussed is the factor. SCF is highest common factor. So the word is common and highest. We have to focus on these two. So highest common. If we are talking about the common, so then we should be comparing something. So the common thing will be common of 2, common of 3, common of 4. Suppose two numbers are there. So we will find out the factors of individual number and what is the common. Then we will suppose SCF of 48 and 72, the factors of 48, and if you are not able to find the factors, do you know how to find the factors? So factor of 48, how we will find? So 1 is always the factor of there, then we have to see another number, 2 divided 48, so we will get 24, then 3, then we are getting what? Then 4. Similarly we are proceeding till half of that number. Okay, the factor of 72 is 1, 2, 3, 4 and this. So let's see the common factor. Common factor is 1, 2, 3, this. The highest common factor is which? 24. The lowest number which is exactly divisible by each one of the given number is called least common multiple. The lowest number which is exactly divisible by, so इसका मतलब क्या हुआ कि ऐसा multiple जो वो दोनों नंबर से डिवाइड हो जाए without leaving a remainder, without leaving any remainder. तो LCM of 48 and 72 मल्टीप्लाई करें, 48 बन जाए 43 जा this. So the least, suppose 28, 288 and 288 are also a multiple, but this multiple is not the least. The least common multiple is what? 144. So LCM will be a 144, but common multiple is also 288 and 432. So the least common one is 144. SCF and LCM of fraction. So in the previous slide we are discussing the LCM of natural numbers or an integer. If the numbers are fraction, how we will do? You know how to do the take LCM and LCF of. So SCF of the given function. So if we are finding SCF, then in the numerator section we will be calculating SCF of the numerators and LCM of the denominators. ठीक है, तो SCF of 2, 8, 16, 8, 10 will be 2 and LCM of 3, 9, 18, 27 will be 81. If LCM we have to find, then LCM of the numerator and SCF of the denominator. ठीक है. So let's discuss the properties of multiplication. These are the properties of multiplication which are involved in the process of multiplication. So basically cumulative, associative and identity, these three properties can also be applied in the addition but these belong to the multiple. Zero and distributed property are belong to the only multiplication only. So zero property, what this means, if any number is multiplied with a zero, then their product is always a zero. If any number is added by a zero, then the sum will be zero. In this way, we can see that multiply with zero will always be a zero. In this property, when number is multiplied by 1, the product is that number. If any number is multiplied by 1, so the number will be the same number. Okay. So 41 into 1 is equal to, so this you may have noted, but in some problem you will be known this will help you to identify the complex problem. Cumulative property means the product or number do not change if we interchange the position of the number. Suppose 2 into 3 will be the same as 3 into 2. So that is only describing A dot B. A into B will be same as B into B, B into A. ठीक है, तो पोजीशन का चेंज होने से प्रोडक्ट पर डिफरेंस नहीं आएगा. Associative property. In this property, while multiplying two or more number, we can change the grouping of number. ठीक है. So this property can be used in the addition also. In this grouping we can change. Suppose 3, now the group is 4 into 2 and then multiply by 3. So we can write 3 into 4, we can change the group. Suppose we can put the one group as a 3 into 4 and then multiply by 3. So we do not, in this we are not changing the sign, but only changing the group. So the product, the answer will not be different. So these properties will be very useful. Understand carefully. So distributive property, multiplying a number by a group of in parentheses is same as multiplying each separately and then adding. Distributive property means किसी चीज़ को एक ग्रुप है, then we are distributing differently. ठीक है. So ये वही this what this is telling, if we are multiplying in a group, we can also multiply separately. ठीक है. So we can write A into B plus B plus C. Suppose this diagram what is showing, suppose this is telling 3 into 2 in blue and 5 into 2. If we club this, so how much is the column? Then 8 columns are there. ठीक है. तो 8 into 2 rows, 8 into 2, 16. 3 2 is 6, 5 2 is 10. Then the answer we are getting will be a similar. Okay. Multiplication of fraction. So in the what is the rule? Multiply the numerators and multiply the denominators. We have to multiply numerator and then sub. But it is very useful to cancel as much as possible. So we do not have to multiply the large number. Suppose 15 by 8 into 12 by 25. So we can directly multiply 15 into 12 and divided by 18 by 8 by 25. So it will take more times, but in exam we have to save the time, so we can simplify this. As 15 is divided by 5 and 25 is also divided by 5, so we will cancel, and 12 will be divided by 4 and 8 is also divided by 4. So the answer we are getting is 9 by 10. But this simplification we cannot do in addition or subtraction. In only multiplication and division we can do. So division of a fraction का division will be almost same as the multiplication. What we do, suppose this number is, if instead of multiplication sign we have divided, so what we will do, we will reciprocate one number and change the sign change the sign from division to multiplication. So but this property, this rule will not be followed in case of addition or subtraction. Suppose a by b plus c by d. So we cannot add a plus c and b plus d, but we can only multiply or multiply. Okay, so let's understand multiplication of decimal. So integers का multiplication तो हमने देखा ही. If we have to multiply decimal, so what we will do, we will simply multiply as we are multiplying the integers, but we have to count how many numbers are there after decimal. In 9.74, two decimal, the number of digits after decimal is 2, and in 6.7 the number of decimal is 1. So let's ignore the decimal at this point of time and calculate the normal calculation. So we are getting the answer 65258, and the number of decimal places, number of digits after decimal combining both are 3. So from the right to left, counting 3, we will put the decimal. Okay, how we have to divide a decimal number? Suppose 1.3 divided by 65. So in this case, the denominator or a divisor is an integer number. There may be a chances that the divisor is also a decimal number. So one method is this: we remove the decimal by multiplying both numerator and denominator, or we can simply divide by a long division method. So the decimal, where the decimal is, put that decimal at that place only. So 65 cannot be, 65 is greater than 1, so we have to take the 2 digit, and we are taking the digit after decimal, so we have to put the decimal is the point where decimal is there, so that is 0. So 60 as we are taking 2 digit, we have to write 0 and 1 next we have to 1, as 13 is also not divided by 65, we have to take one more, so 0, so we have to put 0. Now 65 into 2 is 130. We are good. In this, we both number are, so we can simplify by removing the decimal, and that then after dividing as usual form. Okay, so these are the questions. Let me know which questions you are able to you want me to solve or explain. Tell me, I will solve. So one question is this: a factory produced 2340 pencil in a day. If they are packed in a boxes of 12 pencil each, how many boxes are needed? So let's recall the definition of division. So in this question, division will be applied. Okay. One question is this: 3 cats eat 3 mouse in a 3 minutes. How many cats will eat 100 mouse in 100 minutes? This is a little bit tough question. If you are able to solve, let me know. I am waiting. If not, I will explain.